where presidents, prime ministers and international bankers rub shoulders, and where royalty's on hand to make sure everyone gets along, where the people running wars, the markets and Europe say what they never dare to in public. Welcome to the world of Bilderberg, the most exclusive and secretive club in the world.
When you're doing good, you do it in the sunshine. When you do evil, you do it in the darkness.
I, of course, am absolutely forbidden from discussing anything that has been said on any specific subject by any individual.
And every time I raise the issue of Bilderberg, I get sent from pillar to post.
I don't really know how conspiracies act, actually. I think if Bilderberg were a conspiracy, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Bilderberg meets just once a year. Its cast list is a who's who of transatlantic political and corporate power. There's one important rule. No one who goes is able to say what was discussed or even who was there. For almost 50 years, Bilderberg has operated unnoticed. Even now, few people know it exists. Jim Tucker's trying to change that.
If 120 film stars or 120 football players went behind closed doors for 3 days, all newspapers would bust their butts trying to find out what happened. If 120 of the world's most powerful men, leaders in international finance, heads of state, high officials of the U.S. government, get together behind closed doors, armed guards for 3 days, why is there no curiosity?
Jim is a veteran right-wing journalist who's been tracking Bilderberg for the last 2 decades. He's convinced that it meets in secret because it's got something to hide.
Well, when you're doing good, you do it in the sunshine. When you do evil, you do it in the darkness. For some reason, it's critical that the world not know what transpires behind those closed doors.
You really think they're evil?
Yes.
Conspiracy theorists like Jim Tucker believe Bilderberg is a shadow government secretly trying to control the world. We wanted to find out the truth. This year's Bilderberg was being held in mid-May, and we wanted to be there. The organisers had promised to tell us where it was being held, but Jim alerted us first about a hotel in Versailles.
Versailles, Patricia. Bonjour, si vous avez.
Bonjour, réservation s'il vous plaît?
Oui.
Service réservation, Fabienne, bonjour.
Bonjour, I'd like to reserve a room, if possible, on the 15th and 16th of May.
I'm sorry, but the hotel is closed for these dates.
It's closed?
Yes.
Right. What, is it a conference or something? Or I've tried to book before and it's never... You're just closed?
Yeah.
Is this the Bilderberg Conference Hotel?
No, I don't know what is the Bilderberg Conference. So.
Right. But there's no one staying there. I mean, the hotel is just going to be closed for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you anyway.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We weren't the only people who were interested in Bilderberg. Mainstream politicians have now begun asking tough questions about the organisation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tomorrow in Versailles, as far as I can tell, the meeting of Bilderberg will begin. Now, the reason I raise this question is there have been a number of commissioners, Commissioner Monti, Lekkonen...
The Irish Green MEP, Patricia McKenna, presses the European Parliament to find out which of the powerful European commissioners will be at this year's Bilderberg. She's worried about Europe's political elite cozying up with big business for 3 days of secret discussions.
Parliament, and every time I raise the issue of Bilderberg, I get sent from pillar to post. I should have had a reply on the 25th of April. I still have not got a reply. The Bilderberg meeting is starting at the weekend.
Patricia McKenna is part of the anti-globalisation lobby, who believe the world is run for the benefit of multinational companies. She sees Bilderberg as a useful way for big business to get its own way.
The kind of Europe that they want is basically a Europe which pursues the current policy on free trade, which ignores the criticism of the anti-globalisation campaigners around the world, which has a policy that's geared towards multinational capital, the interests of the multinationals, because when you look at it, the people who are taking part in these meetings are key players in the multinational industries, and it's in their interest that the Bilderberg meetings take place.
We arrived in Paris the day that Bilderberg was due to start. We headed straight for the hotel, which we had been told was closed. Police with machine guns now patrolled the perimeter. I headed for the entrance, where smart men in black suits, sunglasses and discreet earpieces were closely checking everyone going into the hotel grounds. Hi. Yeah, I'm from BBC. I've got my press card, but that's Is this for the Bilderberg conference? Is this all the...
It's for the conference, yes.
Right, right. And there's no chance that we can come in and have a look? I'm from BBC.
I know, but it's not possible you were here.
Right. And the whole hotel is closed off, isn't it?
It's closed. Hotel, closed.
We joined the other spectators, a handful of journalists and conspiracy theorists who were explaining to the locals what was going on.
Rockefeller, Rothschild, Wallenberg, Beatrix de Holland, 4 jours avant le GA en Avignon.
Ah, d'accord.
Par déterminar
les finances.
Oui.
D'accord. Très bien. Merci beaucoup.
C'est très discrétion.
We knew the meeting would be full of bankers and the heads of multinational companies, but spotting them would be tough. There were only a few familiar faces in a fleet of modest Renault hatchbacks ferrying guests into the safety of the hotel. Okay, here's another one coming. Who's in there? That looks like Ken Clark. Hi, Ken! Well, there's Ken Clark just arriving.
He's not saying anything to us.
No.
He didn't really seem to respond when I called his name. They're checking he's a bona fide delegate on the list there.
The Queen of Spain?
Is that the Queen of Spain?
Queen of Spain, yes.
Oh, right.
Sofia.
Ah. For 50 years, Bilderberg has kept its affairs private. There are no public records, and Bilderberg's own archives are embargoed. The only information we can be sure of come from the files of the former Labour leader Hugh Gaitskell, taken during Bilderberg meetings in the 1950s.
Ah, yes, Hugh Wilford here.
In a drab London University office block, the historian Dr. Hugh Wilford shows me the archive where Gaitskell hoarded everything from the first conference in 1954 at the Bilderberg Hotel in Holland.
Yeah, if I can read some additional items from the Gaitskell papers, please. Some items from...
Inside the copious manila folders is everything from the helpful Dutch guide to windmills to Gaitskell's pad with detailed notes about all of the conference speakers. In his letters, Bilderberg's secrecy was laid bare for the first time. We found this letter. What's this one?
This is from Hugh Gaitskell to his friend and Labour Party colleague Dennis Healy, in which he's telling him about the conference. He describes it as a rather special kind of conference, very hand-picked with the proceedings private, and ends by saying that he hopes that he'll be able to give Healy further details, but meanwhile, would you please treat the whole matter as absolutely confidential, say nothing about it to anybody.
So, real secrecy from the very beginning?
Yes.
Because you can see when you hear about the way that it's set up, why people have these conspiracy theories.
Yes, no, I can quite see why that is the case, and the fact that so much secrecy was insisted upon for these early meetings. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily look very good to the leader of the British Labour Party is consorting with various representatives of the secret services and American capitalists, and doing so in such a clandestine fashion. So yes, I can see why conspiracy theories have sprung up and surrounded Bilderberg.